Welcome everyone to the Weber County Commission meeting. Today is Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. I'm Commissioner Sharon Bolos. I'm joined by Commissioner Gage Froer and Commissioner Jim Harvey. We'll invite the audience to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then after that, our invocation will be given by Shelley Hallisey. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear, kind, gracious Father in heaven, we're so thankful we have the opportunity to join today in this meeting of the Weber County Commission. Please bless us that we'll have a productive meeting with the citizens of Weber County in mind. Bless us that we go throughout the day safely and with good intention. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Commissioners, any comments?
I do, Madam Chair.
Please.
So I just wanted to chat a little bit about MIDA, that I attended a meeting yesterday. A lot of people don't understand what MIDA does or what they do, where they came from, so I thought I'd just give a brief history, if that'd be all right.
Please.
So MIDA stands for Military Installation Development Authority. It was actually created by the state legislature back in 2007. Came about with a bill, which happened to be a good year. That was the first year I sat in a chair down there. And the issue that was addressed with this bill is how do we help our military? How do we help, in particular, Hill Air Force Base? Because that's what it really generated with a couple of Weber County and Davis County legislators. How do we make sure that our facilities at Hill Air Force Base are kept up to date, basically even probably state-of-the-art, that the government wasn't willing to fund back then. So MIDA came in. MIDA was created with the idea of generating tax dollars that would be passed on to the federal installation, which is exactly what happened. And since that time, I can just give you a couple of highlights. So everybody knows about Falcon Hill, or you should know about Falcon Hill, between the Weber-Davis border, Roy, Riverdale, and Tills. So right now it employs about 7,000 people. Started off in 2007, 2008, 0 people. Started off with a 0 tax base. So right now those 7,000 people all make above the average AMI. MIDA's completed 1.5 million square feet of office, manufacturing, all 100% occupied. And the project to date is only 20% complete. So we still have 80% left to do out there. About $750 million investment so far, and $1.4 billion in economic impact so far for basically Weber-Davis. Now that's not the only thing that MIDA's done. Some of you may remember that there was I think Sarah probably remembers this, Snow Basin had a little lodge up there that was used by the military. When the Olympics came in, there was an agreement made with the federal government that would go private, but it would have to be exchanged for another site somewhere else for military. So what took place is that MIDA came in and actually secured a location in Deer Valley that we call the Deer Valley Project. Recently, a year ago, we completed the Grand Hyatt up there that gives room below average, substantially below room rates for the military. It's created a $6.5 billion private investment in that, $2.5 billion increase in property values. We got 12 active developers, and that project's about 20% complete. We also work on the National Guard. We've got 27 projects, non-contiguous, that we help with our National Guards in their improvements. To make a long story short, yesterday, to show, I guess, a little bit of love to our community partners, which includes the 2 counties and the 4 cities, 2 in Weber County, Riverdale and Roy, Sunset and Clearfield and Davis, the 2 counties. The resolution was passed that we get $50,000 to each of the counties, $50,000 to each of the cities, and an additional $100,000 to the Hill Air Force Base Museum. And again, that money that comes to us non-taxpayer dollars, came directly because of the job creation, because of the tax base that MIDA was able to do at Falcon Hill. But if you look at what the future holds in terms of property tax, I think it bodes well. I think MIDA will continue to pass that on to our community partners. And just if you haven't been up to the Deer Valley MFR project, you may want to go see that. There was a home one of the stories we heard yesterday, there was a recent home that we just built and sold on that project for $18 million. The monthly property tax is $12,000 a month. So somebody said, well, what if we gave you the home but you paid property tax? Probably not a wise investment. But I just wanted to pass on. So MIDA is out there working with us in the community and really helping our military. If you look at what they've done for Hill Air Force Base, it's been a great thing. That's my comment.
That's a great update. Thank
So-
you. Thanks. Commissioner Harvey.
Thanks for your representation on that, Commissioner Faur. I know you've been a big part of that, not just when you first started with the legislature, but since then being on the board and continue that. That'll be a great thing for our community, and the reinvestments are already starting to happen, aside from the cash that you just talked about, but the reinvestments into the community. So more to come as they, for those of you who go north or southbound on the freeway between Roy and Layton, you'll see that there's a lot of freeway construction out there. They're moving the freeway out there, and so there'll be even more out there to go. So
Yeah, it's exciting to see what they've done, and I think a lot of people just don't understand the significance of what MIDA plays in our Weber Davis area, and especially now even in Wasatch County, so across the state.
Thank
So
you.
That's my report.
Thanks. Okay, we'll move on to item E then, agenda-related public comments. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak, you're welcome to do so. We ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. Is there anyone who'd like to come forward? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to item F, consent items. Number 1, request for approval of purchase orders in the amount of $298,557.60. Number 2, request for approval to ratify warrants 106417 through 106484 and 493793 through 493896 in the amount of $535,841.94, dated November 11th, 2025. Number 3, request for approval of warrants numbers 493897 through 493947 and 493948 through 494024, and number 481 in the amount of $1,020,925.98. For a summary of warrants and purchase orders, please, Ricky Hatch.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We issued 16 purchase orders over the past 2 weeks for $299,000. Just over half that amount, $165,000, is for IT to purchase hardware and software. 12%, or $35,000, is for the Health Department to purchase vaccines. 9%, or $27,000, is for the Sheriff's Office for an MRAP Cougar vehicle, as well as some furniture. And 7%, or $21,000, is for property management, and that will go towards building improvements. As far as checks, we issued 129 warrants this week for $1 million. 63% of that amount, $643,000, was for the transfer station to cover primarily disposal fees, as well as security video equipment and some equipment maintenance. 6%, or $63,000, is for the jail to go towards culinary needs for the inmates, building maintenance, health services, and clothing. Our top 5 payees this week are Republic Services for $551,000, Rocky Mountain Power for $48,000, Wheeler Machinery Company for $47,000, Digital Systems Installation $44,000, and the State of Utah $44,000.
Any questions?
None for me, thank you.
and
Questions?
from me.
Okay, thank you. Number 5, request for approval of ACH payment to Zions Bank in the amount of $335,127.83. Number 6, request for approval of the minutes for the November 4th, 2025 meeting. Number 7, request for approval of new business licenses. Number 8, request for approval of a new beer license. Number 9, request from the Weber County Homeland Security Emergency Management Department for approval to surplus a 2011 Chevy truck. Number 10, request for approval of the 2025 Transportation Priority Recommendations. Number 11, request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Select Health for medical insurance for the year 2026. Number 12, request for approval of ratification of an agreement by and between Weber County and Stouffer Enterprises, Inc. for Ogden Valley Branch repairs. Number 13, request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Live a Little Productions for the Monster Truck Insanity Next Level Tour Bonus Level Championship to be held at the Golden Spike Conference Center. Golden Spike Conference Center?
Event Center.
Event Center. I was like, we have a new building out there? Okay, number 14, request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Broken Heart Rodeo Company LLC to hold bull wars at the Golden Spike Event Center. Number 15, request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and Broken Heart Rodeo Company LLC to hold the Cowboy Clash Boxing Smoker at the Golden Spike Event Center. Number 16, request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and the American Chariot Racing Association to hold their regular season at the Golden Spike Event Center. Number 17, request for approval of a ratification of a beverage sales agreement by and between Weber County and Admiral Beverage Corporation for a 5-year contract for exclusive provision of non-alcoholic beverages for the Ogden Eccles Conference Center and Peary's Egyptian Theater. Number 18, request for approval of a First Amendment to an existing agreement by and between Weber County and MHTN Architects, Inc. for the Weber Center renovation and site parking feasibility study services. Number 19, request for approval of a professional services agreement by and between Weber County and Shums Coda Associates for building inspection services as needed. Number 20, request for approval of a change order to a contract by and between Weber County and Accurite Excavating and Hauling, Inc. for utility conflicts and delays. Number 21, request for approval of a mutual termination notice, confidentiality, and non-disclosure agreement by and among Weber County and the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee, 47G Utah Aerospace and Defense, Weber State University, Ogden City, and Total Sim LLC. Number 22, request for approval of interlocal agreements by and between Weber County and the following cities' entities for provision of technical forensic services: Far West City, West Haven City, Washington Terrace City, Uinta City, South Ogden City, Roy City, Riverdale City, Pleasant View City, Plain City, Ogden City, North Ogden City, Marriott Slaterville City, Huntsville Town, Hooper City, Harrisville City, Morgan County, and Weber State University. Any comments? Commissioners, if not, I'm ready for a motion.
No, Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve those consent items as presented in your statement as read.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item G, action items. Number 1 is the canvas. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the public meeting and convene as the Board of Canvassers.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we're now convened as the Board of Canvassers to accomplish item G1B, which is to certify the results of the 2025 general election. Ms. Lauren Schaefer, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right. Today we are just canvassing for Ogden Valley City because the other cities are canvassing in their own meetings. I will go straight into ballot dispositions. So we had a total number of 4,943 registered voters in Ogden Valley City. They had a 70.26% turnout, which is absolutely insane for a municipal year. So it's very cool to see. The number of ballots counted was 3,473. There were 21 provisionals. We counted 18 of them. 3 of them failed, and they were all due to insufficient ID. We mailed 5,046 ballots to voters. That number discrepancy between that and active registered voters are people who had ballots that maybe were destroyed for whatever reason, dog ate it. We actually had a lawnmower eat one this election, so any of those kinds of reasons we'll reissue ballots. There were 1,573 ballots not returned by voters, 99 undeliverable ballots. And then of ballots we did not count, there were 95 total. 88 were returned past deadline. 2 did not have signatures that matched their record. 1 had an envelope that was unsigned. 1 was an empty envelope. 2 were signed by someone other than the voter. And 1 ballot was returned with no envelope. And I'm ready to get into the results if you guys want me to.
Okay, we'd love that.
For Ogden Valley City Mayor, Janet Wampler won with 1,998 votes. For Ogden Valley City Council seat 1, Tia V. Shaw won with 377 votes. For Ogden Valley City Council seat 2, Peggy Dooling Baker won with 397 votes. For Ogden Valley City Council seat 3, Kay Hoagland won with 531 votes. For Ogden Valley City seat 4, Chad Booth won with 593 votes. And for Ogden Valley City Council seat 5, Don Hickman won with 441 votes. I also gave you guys a precinct level breakdown. If you want me to go through those, I will, but it's just the results per precinct. It's up to you guys.
I don't need to hear that.
Okay, we're fine.
Okay, and then the only other things is I'd like to say thank you to you and everyone in the county who helped us. We had a lot of extra help this election for like emergency reasons when we thought we could get through things much quicker, and we really appreciated it. And that's my report.
You guys were hopping down there.
Yeah, we were.
Any questions for Ms. Schaefer?
No, awesome job, you and your
Great
team.
job.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, item G1C is a motion to adjourn the Board of Canvassers, reconvene the public meeting of the Weber County Commission.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're now reconvened as county commissioners. Number 2, presentation and request for approval. We did not certify the results.
Yes, if you could just do a motion to accept the results as presented.
We don't have to go back into the Board of Canvassers, Chris?
Did you already adjourn?
Yes.
I
Looking
think-
for a motion to adjourn the public meeting and reconvene as Board of Canvassers.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now I would look for a motion to certify the results of the 2025 general election.
Madam Chair, I move that we certify the results as presented by Ms. Schaefer in the general election.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those results are certified. And again, a motion to adjourn the Board of Canvassers and reconvene the public meeting of the Weber County Commission.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, item 2, presentation and request for approval of Visit Ogden's 2025 annual report and 2026 strategic plan. Ms. Sarah Tolliver, welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me here. It's always a pleasure to annually come report on our activities for the year and our strategic plan for the following year for your approval. As we get started, I just wanted to start by saying 2025 has been a year of some great highlights and some great wins, but I will acknowledge it's been an incredibly difficult year. We kicked off the year with starting out with some DOGE cuts that impacted our federal government partners, their ability to travel, as well as the Forest Service's ability to permit. So we lost a significant amount of occupancy in Q1 that we were expecting, as well as about 3 new events that were supposed to come through the Forest Service. The federal government shutdown that we're just getting through, again, severely cut travel to our community, creating additional tourism tax revenue losses, and as we all know, significant impacts to our local businesses and community. Having said all that, you'll see that we did our best, and our hotels provided some amazing product and revenue management to hold fairly strong. Our overall occupancy year to date is actually flat rather than the down that we expected, and our average daily rates remained the same year over year, with overall revenue coming in at just slightly lower. On the short-term rental side, our short-term rental inventory continues to increase. So while we lost about 2% in occupancy, our average daily rate grew by 6%, and that resulting revenue from the increased number of units plus the ADR meant that we grew our revenues by about $1 million. This graph here is one provided to us by the Kim C. Gardner Policy Institute. They do an annual county report. So this reflects through the end of 2024 totals. We increased year over year by about $200,000 to a total of $8,678,000. Year to date in 2025, we are up about 4% in restaurant tax and 1% in lease vehicle tax. However, we are down about 9% in transient room tax collections, which may be indicative of our largest problem to date, that as I just talked about with occupancy and rate, the TRT collections don't correlate with what we're seeing in our lodging properties. So collectively with Weber County, we are working on trying to figure out where those discrepancies are coming in and find solutions to that problem. Digging further into the Chem Gardner data, one of the KPIs we always look into is visitor spending. In 2024, we increased by 4% to $559 million spent in Weber County by our visitors. The total complete local sales tax revenue for Weber County last year was $175.8 million. Residents generated 89% of that, so visitors generated 11%, which accounted for more than $77 million in local taxes by visitors. And why this matters to each of our residents: every single Weber County resident would have to spend an additional $2,024.50 per year from the youngest to the oldest to equal what visitors spend in our community supporting our local businesses and our economy.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
could you please say that last sentence again? That is so
Would
huge.
love to. Every single Weber County resident would have to spend an additional $2,024.50 just to equal what visitors spend in our community.
Every resident or household?
Every resident.
Resident.
Thank you.
We also keep a close eye on where our visitors are coming from, obviously, targeting not only our highest visitation markets, but prioritizing those markets that have the highest spend. We can also see where in our community visitors are spending their money, as you can see in the graph at the bottom of that page. All of that data aids us in our efforts to impact our community, provide resident satisfaction through quality of life amenities, and visitor experiences through quality of place opportunities. In our constantly evolving world, staying nimble and flexible remains one of our primary objectives. Regardless of this evolution, how fast or slow it comes, these 4 pillars guide our efforts. We continue to focus on traditional marketing and sales efforts, but also continue to move further into community engagement, destination stewardship, product development, advocacy, and policy. Destinations International, which is our international trade association, released a future study this year that looked at the future trends shaping our industry. These trends felt very reflective of what we see in our community, that destinations are doubling down on events, not just as drivers, but as engines of identity, investment, and inclusive economic growth. The study highlighted a growing emphasis on sports tourism, cultural festivals, and business events as avenues for year-round activation and market diversification, which is what we are seeing here in our community. As I mentioned, 2025 was a big loss with our government travel. However, when you look at occupancy the rest of the year, primarily in summer, that came in through these events being hosted in our community, we offset those losses by hosting all of these events. Our goal is to determine how we can increase events in our shoulder seasons to continue to aid in this impact, while not just looking for more events, but the right events that will align with our community values and goals. This is just a few highlights on the screen of events that Sharon and Stephanie, in collaboration with our venue and community partners, were able to bring in 2025 under our economic impact pillar of group sales. In total, they secured or supported 55 groups with more than 40,000 attendees, resulting in almost $20 million in economic impact and more than $1.5 million in Weber County venue revenue. We also created an athlete access pass this year for all of our sports tournaments to try to bring more of those attendees and families into our local establishments, offering promotions that were only good if they had the pass. We had 942 scans of those passes showing that they were really valuable. We also got to celebrate some very exciting venue enhancements with our partners. OEC finished, although I know it's never finished, a $20 million remodel funded exclusively through tourism tax dollars. Golden Spike's investment in their new floor means we can utilize the arena for additional events. And the team at the Ice Sheet has been hard at work utilizing some state-allocated legacy funding to enhance the venue prior to the Men's World Curling Championships we'll hold this spring. Our second category under economic impact is destination branding, which encompasses all of our branding, marketing, PR, and promotional efforts. These PR efforts, just a handful of which are listed here, generate invaluable exposure and brand awareness for our community. Our marketing team continued to elevate our presence and results. Now with more than 75,000 followers on our social channels, we have increased opportunities to share events, activities, responsible recreation messaging with more visitors and residents. The content is proving to be relevant and desired, with interactions also increasing significantly. One of our key goals with our website is to give users ideas, generate experience opportunities that they can look into, and then lead them to our partners who can convert it into a sale. We prompted nearly 46,000 partner visits to our partner websites from ours. Within the last couple of months, we have also launched the Ogden Wire, a Visit Ogden podcast inspired by Taylor's ideas that in order to capitalize on the quickly increasing needs to feed AI, that the podcast would allow us to generate massive amounts of up-to-date relevant content. The podcast has allowed us to conduct 20-ish minute interviews with community partners, local event organizers, and businesses, and then the transcription is quickly uploaded to our website to aid in search and AI search engines. Moving on to our destination stewardship pillar, in that future study I mentioned earlier, destination marketing and promotion, of course, remains the foundation of what we do. But what surrounds this core function continues to evolve. Data and business intelligence, the increasing use of AI, government relations, product development, community partnerships, and broader economic development all appear in the top 10 roles for destination organizations. I feel like we have been and will continue to work in these arenas. In 2025, we completed our destination stewardship plan, outlining goals for the next 5 years to work towards sustainability of culture, economy, and environment. Karen met with more than 200 community partners to strengthen our relationships and align our visions and efforts. She planned and executed quarterly hospitality trainings to share our knowledge, experience, and opportunities with partners who don't have the same access to training that we do. Both external trainers and the Visit Ogden marketing team members were utilized to conduct these. We also created a historic walking map to highlight our cultural assets while looking to the future and helping Ogden City with their airport expansion project. Advocacy encompasses a lot of efforts, as you all know, but it begins by strengthening our relationships with our government stakeholders and positioning tourism as a community shared value. The tourism industry is an industry that creates jobs, generates tax revenue, supports small business growth, and enhances community well-being. Advocacy efforts for us also include extending beyond the government. We must work to build relationships with residents and businesses to demonstrate how the visitor economy benefits locals through enhanced amenities, cultural vitality, and that shared prosperity. 2025 brought a lot of legislative activity around the reformation of transient room tax. While we all know it's not typically possible to come up with a scenario that everyone is happy with, the collaboration that went into this reform was pretty ideal, and the results demonstrated that collaborative efforts can lead to positive outcomes. We continued our work with Weber State and OTEC on opportunities to demonstrate and build awareness of tourism as a career path and opportunity, and participating in Ogden Valley City transition efforts also took center stage as we look to short and long-term community opportunities. The Ogden Olympic Committee has also worked to develop a community strategic plan that I'll talk about a little bit more in the future, in a minute. Acknowledging these partnerships and the work that we do is reliant on these partnerships and collaborations. In addition to our venue and hotel partners, we serve on a number of community boards and committees or other community and industry organizations to collectively meet our goals that impact our destination. And the final pillar of team development, maybe the one I'm the most proud of. This team works hard together, and we challenge each other to continue to do better for our community. We are really excited to welcome Sydney Pace to our team, growing our team to 9 for the first time. And we continue to demonstrate value in extended education opportunities. Proud to congratulate Karen on completing her professional and responsible tourism certification, and Taylor for earning his master's in professional communication. Both accomplishments increase our team's knowledge and experience to further our efforts. So now, as we look forward to 2026, in the online digital report or the printed report, whichever you have, there are pages and pages and pages of strategic goals, tactics, strategies, and tactics. Rather than go through those all and bore everyone, you can read them at your leisure, but we will work to achieve all of those things that I've outlined, including group business metrics, successful destination branding initiatives, and campaigns to target leisure travelers and provide awareness that will help our economic development partners. Focusing on destination management, development, and stewardship initiatives, advocating for the industry and its place in our community, and supporting and encouraging the team to be the best versions of themselves and love the work that they do. It is important to note that we have a decreased budget in 2026 due to those challenges with TRT collection and the decrease in the co-op award opportunity through the State Office of Tourism. Therefore, a decrease in various KPIs is expected, but obviously we will continue to work internally with the most effective and efficient partners to minimize these impacts. We also know that as destination marketing and management organizations take on more and deliver more, we are also working to reshape what it means to lead the visitor economy. We know our future won't be solely defined by bringing in more and more visitors, but by creating the greatest value for our people and our place. So in addition to the goals, strategies, and tactics that are kind of historically represented, we do have some new endeavors coming this year. Typically at Visit Ogden, we work with event planners or meeting planners to bring in events that they produce. TCG has been the exception to this as an event that our community with the Conference Center and the Visit Ogden team actually producing and executing. World Curling presents another such opportunity. The Utah Olympic Legacy Foundation reached out a little less than a year ago asking if we would consider taking on this event. In our typical community fashion, we raised our hands and said yes, absolutely. It has long been our goal to re-secure curling for the 2034 games. We still may not, but we knew that hosting this event was our opportunity to reopen the door for the discussion. The event has been an incredible collaboration between the team at Culture Parks and Rec, Visit Ogden, and the Utah Olympic Legacy Foundation, with many thanks going to the Utah Sports Commission for their funding support. We look forward to hosting this precursor to 2034 this coming March. And because creating one new event wasn't enough, we've been working hand in hand with the Ogden Eccles Conference Center team and the Hill Air Force Base Supply Chain Management Group to create another TCG Tangent event. The Hill Industry Partner Exchange, or HYPE, has been a heavy lift, but has brought together not only Visit Ogden and OEC, but Weber State, the entire Hill Air Force Base ecosystem, and private industry partners to provide this valuable content and bring this conference to life. We have commitments to speak from the highest ranking Air Force generals and colonels, as well as the governor and Congressman Moore. We will also be celebrating some community and nation milestones. Ogden City's 175th anniversary will be in 2026, as well as the country, will be celebrating America's 250th birthday. Partnering with Weber County, Ogden City, the Ogden Downtown Alliance, and the Major Brent Taylor Foundation, we have created one cohesive collaborative committee to create or elevate a number of events throughout the county. Weber State University and each of our school districts are also creating activities and events that we are helping spread the word about so the community is aware of what's available. And as I mentioned, as we look forward to the extraordinary opportunity of welcoming the world to Utah in 2034, the Ogden Olympic Committee is proud to have developed a strategic plan that will serve as a guide in the years ahead. This is more than just a preparation for an international event. It's a chance to foster a cohesive voice, providing lasting legacy that elevates our community and ensure Weber County plays a meaningful role in yet another historic event. Our intention with this strategic plan is to create a thoughtful, collaborative roadmap that positions the Ogden area to take full advantage of the Olympic spotlight while staying true to our unique values, strengths, and vision. Through intentional planning and coordination with key partners and the local, state, and Olympic levels, we aim to lay the groundwork for success that extends well beyond 2034. This plan is not intended to be written and live on in its original form. It's designed to evolve. As funding is secured, new opportunities arise, technology advances, and state and international priorities are clarified, this strategy will shift accordingly. Flexibility is a cornerstone to our approach, ensuring that we can adapt to changing circumstances while staying aligned with our community's needs and aspirations, and it is another great example of a lot of great community partnership. We are looking forward to working with the new Ogden Valley City Mayor and Council and community. As the new city works to establish its financial sustainability and identify its opportunities, we hope to demonstrate that the visitor economy provides opportunities for economic diversification and destination development, which are essential factors for strengthening rural communities. Destination development is the strategic art of shaping and enhancing places to deliver exceptional visitor experiences, foster local pride, and drive community collaboration and creative placemaking, making innovative tourism investments to build vibrant and resilient destinations. Our agritourism and astrotourism opportunities highlight the power of leveraging our unique natural and cultural assets. By connecting visitors with local growers, open spaces, dark skies, and authentic experiences, these sectors support small business, preserve heritage, and create new pathways for sustainable growth. As we continue to champion responsible, experience-driven tourism, agritourism and astrotourism offer meaningful avenues to expand our economy while honoring the character and resilience that define that region. Downtown destination development is obviously in full swing as well, with the Wonder Block Union Station and historic 25th Street upgrades and maintenance. By clearly working with Ogden City to define these destination development opportunities collectively and collaborate, we can advocate for projects, work with stakeholders, and measure progress towards the enhancement of sense of place, quality of life, visitor experience, economic diversification, and overall community health and resilience through this multi-use experience district, while working to preserve our authenticity and distinctiveness. Also, while keeping a focus on improving the accessibility of our downtown for visitors of all abilities. This strategic plan took into account what things I've already mentioned through the Destination Stewardship Plan and the Destination Development Plan, ensuring that all of these plans are working cohesively together and we're accomplishing the goals outlined in each. And finally, compelling storytelling is vital to elevating Weber County's visitor experience and strengthening our sense of place. By highlighting the voices of our local businesses and their people, sharing the unique stories that shape our community and amplify the rich history woven throughout our community, we create deeper cultural context for residents and visitors alike. Enhanced storytelling not only broadens the range of meaningful experiences available, but also fosters authentic connections that support local enterprise and celebrate the character that makes Weber County truly distinctive. As we look to the future and the work that we have ahead to strengthen our long-term resilience, we are also broadening the way we understand success. Traditional metrics like hotel occupancy and visitor spending will continue to matter, but our path forward calls for a more holistic set of measures, one that reflects resident sentiment, environmental stewardship, cultural vitality, and the lasting economic value of a thriving, well-balanced destination. As mentioned in my opening letter in the report, AI may be transforming the way we live, work, and travel, but no technology can ever replace the community engagement, stewardship, product development, advocacy, and policymaking efforts of the people who live and work here. The QR code listed here will take anyone to the annual report and strategic plan online, and I just want to thank you for your continued support as we evolve with intention, leading with adaptability, foresight, and a clear sense of purpose. Together, we are helping shape a vibrant, welcoming county that stands as both a remarkable home and an unforgettable place to visit. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much. What a great presentation. Any questions, commissioners, comments?
Just this team does a wonderful job. I've watched with gratitude, especially in recent times, your collaboration with Ogden Eccles Conference Center, and Cassie's in the room here, our general manager there, and also Duncan Olson with our Golden Spike Event Center, how your team's doing there, and Marty and the Culture Parks and Rec team. You guys do a wonderful job, and that figure that she gave us, $2,024.50 per person, people don't realize that's a huge relief that otherwise we would have to pay if we didn't have tourism. So I appreciate what you've done there, Sarah. Thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Commissioner Farrar?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Sarah and her staff. They do a great job of promoting our assets here in Weber County, and they do a great job of bringing people in, as those numbers show with the TRT tax that doesn't get passed on to our property tax or other areas that I think a lot of people don't understand. A lot of times we take a little flack from, hey, how come so many people are coming in? I've said it before, how can we have so many people on the ski hill at Snow Basin? But when you sit back and look at it, those are people that come from out of the area that don't use our schools, that don't use our roads, but contribute to our economy. So this is a great thing. And we have an asset here that we need to be proud of and showcasing. You've done a great job, you and your team, of showcasing Weber County.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that great report and also the thoughtfulness that went into the strategic plan for the coming year. Thank you so much. Okay, Commissioners, I would look for a motion to approve the Visit Ogden 2026.
Madam Chair, I'll
Strategic plan.
proud to make that motion that we approve that as presented by President Tolliver this morning.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Number 3, request for approval of the final reading of ordinance 2025-27 to combine the 2 planning commissions into a single planning commission covering all of the unincorporated Weber County. Cortland Erickson, welcome.
Thank you, Commissioners. As you stated, this is the final reading of an ordinance. You had the first reading a couple weeks ago. And just to summarize, under state law, you are authorized to combine the planning commissions into a single planning commission that would cover all of unincorporated Weber County under its jurisdiction. And with the incorporation of the Ogden Valley City, that removes much of the area and particularly much of the population that the existing Ogden Valley Planning Commission currently has jurisdiction over. And so this ordinance would make that change effective December 3rd to combine the 2 planning commissions into a single planning commission by dissolving both of them and forming a single countywide planning commission. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to address those.
Any questions?
No questions for me.
Okay.
None.
Seeing none, then.
Happy to make a motion when
Yes,
you're ready.
please.
So I would move to approve the resolution, ordinance 2025-27, to combine the 2 planning commissions into a single planning commission covering all of unincorporated Weber County as presented by Mr. Cortland Erickson this morning.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Roll call vote for ordinance 2025-27. Commissioner Frohr?
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey?
Aye.
Chair Bolos?
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Number 4, request for approval of Resolution 46-2025 of the County Commissioners of Weber County, approving the donation of funds to local food banks. Commissioner Frohr, I'm going to have you speak to this one, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm happy to do that. So 3 years ago, we received a substantial amount of money from the federal government under the terms of the ARPA, American Recovery Act. And because of the fine work, we had a number of people here in the county, we were able to distribute a good share of that money to nonprofits and other organizations that at that point in time, if you remember the COVID economic downturn we went through, were very important to these nonprofits, cities that use these funds for great projects, from water, sewer, infrastructure. And I was very proud to be part of that group that was able to approve the distribution of those funds. At the end of the day, because we were so conservative in those funds, and we held those groups that we did fund accountable to show that they actually spent those funds where they were proposed, we have a little bit of money left over in the ARPA fund, about $250,000 to $300,000 that we've kept. Those funds actually have to be spent in 2026 by year end 2026. And so because of the recent SNAP funding declines by the federal government, not funding the SNAP, and because of our fairly heavy federal employee population we see here in the state, I think would be appropriate, Commissioners, for us to allocate, because of the time of year, to allocate a portion of those remaining ARPA funds to our food banks. We have 2 food banks that serve, I was surprised as I researched it out, 2,000 to 2,500 people a week that are receiving food. So my suggestion, or my resolution that I would propose, is that we designate up to $50,000 of the remaining ARPA funding that would be then designated over the next week to 2 weeks to these 2 food banks, and we would decide how that would be appropriated. From the information I've received, most of the 2 food banks we'd be talking about would be the Catholic Community and then the Tri-City out at North Ogden. They've indicated probably the best method for them would be to do a lump sum payment, because they also have additional sponsors that they'd be able to capitalize on additional donations if we do a lump sum. That can be determined. Basically, the resolution says, and Chris can correct me if I'm wrong, but it just gives us the ability to appropriate the $50,000 from ARPA funding to contribute to the 2 food banks. We decide how and when that would be distributed. So that's a resolution. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I think it's a great idea. I appreciate you bringing that to us.
Yeah, I fully support, have no reservations whatsoever. It's really good.
With that then, Madam Chair, I'm happy to move approval of the resolution 46-2025 at the County Commission of Weber County approving the donation of funds to local food banks. And again, that would be up to $50,000.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for this resolution.
Roll call vote for Resolution 46-2025. Commissioner Faur?
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey?
Aye.
Chair Bolos?
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Thanks, Commissioner Faur. Item 5, request for approval of Resolution 47-2025 of the County Commission of Weber County appointing a Weber County representative and an alternate representative for the Utah County's Indemnity Pool Annual Membership Meeting. Chris Crockett.
Thank you, Commissioners. On Friday, the Utah County's Indemnity Pool will be convening its annual membership meeting. USIP is an organization that comprises 22 out of the 29 counties, and we are self-insured, and through this organization we provide liability and property coverages to the counties. As being a collective indemnity pool, we have a say in how USIP runs. It's basically our company, and we have various representatives throughout those 22 counties that serve on the board. Currently, Weber County has 2 of those positions. Commissioner Faur represents the County Commission, and then I currently serve on the board as well, representing the Litigation Management Committee. During this time at our annual meeting, we'll be voting on potential new members to join the board. There's several positions that will be open for voting. As part of the agreements that the counties have with USIP, each member has to designate an individual and an alternate to attend the meeting to vote, and then have that other person be as a backup. I will be for sure attending this meeting, so I'm happy to go and represent the county if you would like. I have to speak on various other matters. Johnny Miller got called to jury duty, and so I'm filling in. So I will be there. I know I talked with Commissioner Faur as well. He would be willing to serve as an alternate if you would like. But it's really up to you. It just has to be 2 county representatives. So I submit that to you for your consideration and to appoint those individuals.
Commissioner Faur?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I unfortunately looks like I will be out of the state on Friday, the time of the meeting, so I've actually talked to Mr. Crockett, and I would propose that we make him the voting member and then myself as the alternate. And then, because he will be there. The alternate does not vote, is that correct?
That's correct, and I am committed. I will have to be there.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Madam Chair, happy to sit on that board with USIP. Chris does such a great job. He brings forth the legal knowledge that is very critical to that board as they make decisions. So I'm happy to make the motion that Chris Crockett become the voting member and that I would become the alternate.
Will you make that motion as a resolution?
Yeah, so I'm going to move approval of Resolution 47-2025, the County Commission of Weber County appointing a Weber County representative and an alternate representative for the Utah County's Indemnity Pool Annual Membership Meeting to be held this Friday, and that the Weber County representative would be Chris Crockett, and myself, Commissioner Faur, would be the alternate.
I'll second that
Okay.
resolution.
I have a motion and a second.
Roll call vote for Resolution 47-2025. Commissioner Faur?
Aye.
Commissioner Harvey?
Aye.
Chair Bolos?
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Item H,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 We're adjourned.